Here's the harsh here, okay, my people, here's the harsh reality and truth. This is why in America, 80% of our women are single. 80% of our women are dealing, and I want to say 90% of our women are dealing with anxiety, neuroticism, depression, obesity, poor health. Absolutely. This is the prime reason, because you no longer want to create life. You want to create in a world that is destroying you psychologically and physically. Children are considered to be a burden now. This is why I'm only speaking to so-called black people. So-called black people. This is why the so-called black woman is the leader in abortions out of all women. Here in Philadelphia alone, the maternal mortality rate is at 70%. 70%. You know how fucking outrageous that is? That is crazy. And to sit back and listen to read some comments and listen to women that talk about how men are going to pay for their acts towards women, right? I got you with all that. But what about the acts towards children? Name me a female, a natural female in nature that will allow their abusers to educate and medically evaluate their children. Let me run that, say that one more again for the ones that's in the back that have blindfolds on to reality. Name me a natural female in nature. When I say natural, a female in nature that doesn't have genetics material of another species in order to exist. You see what I'm saying? Like when you draw blood from an elephant, you get all elephant DNA. When you draw blood from a lion, a female lion, you get all lion DNA. When you draw blood from a buffalo, a hippopotamus, you get all their DNA. You're not going to draw blood from a hippopotamus and get zebrafish, worm, and fruit fly DNA mixed in. No, that's unnatural. A natural female in nature that will allow their abusers free access to the mental and physical growth of their children. Name me one. See, I'm okay with you hating black men, not a problem. But before we were men, we were babies. And let me just make this very clear. Women come before men. That man God is all made up. All made up. Even God has a navel, a belly button, which means a woman preceded him. So again, you all the ones out here that talk about men are going to pay, the ancestors are coming back, y'all going to be destroyed. Okay, you better think about something right now. The leaders in abortion, the leaders in abortion are black women. Just so that you know that. The leaders in abortion. So, and if they're not being aborted, guess what's happening? They're being taken to the same facilities that was created off of their genocide, off of children genocide. So if I have free access to your child's mind, I've had free access to your child's well-being and health. I'm telling you what is healthy for your child versus you are telling me what is healthy for your child. You can't get mad at how your child turns out. See? See, we don't understand this great awakening is going to hurt a lot of people. A lot of people. It's gonna listen, the joke is on a complex cell organism. You have no idea how the joke is on these people that actually thought they had a right to be here on this planet. And the way that they abuse us in the name of God. Not a problem. The joke is on them. But the embarrassment is going to be on us.
Very expensive. Look at this chart here. This is CPI historical data from 1913 to 2022. You notice how from 1913 to around 1971, there's not a dramatic growth that takes place. What happens after 1972? Spike. Look at that acceleration of inflation. Why? 1972, we went off the gold standard. what happened when we got up the gold standard? Print as much money as you want. And when you print as much money as you want, what happens to inflation? Everything goes up. It used to be this money is backed by the gold. Then it went from this money is backed by America. Trust me, we're going to be okay. Keep printing, keep printing, keep printing. That caused prices to go up, forced both husband and wife to start working. So the next one's kind of tricky because if you look at this, when you look at this chart and it starts from the 60s, there's something happened in that era as well. A lady named Betty Friedan wrote a book called The Feminine Mystique. This book sparked the second wave of feminism. And by the way, the whole book was about the following. Here's what she talked about in this book. It described the societal assumption that women could find fulfillment through housework, marriage, sexual passivity, and child rearing alone, raising children. So women are now, hey, I can do what you do. I'm going to go to college and I'm going to go get a degree. It used to be 75% men, 25% women going to college. Then it became 50-50. You know, in our workforce today, do we have more male men working, or you think we have more female working? We have more women in our workforce today than men. Do you think that's a good thing? This concept is like, we don't need men. You don't need the sex. You don't need the this. Y'all can. What about raising kids? There's more things you need to be fulfilled for. Let's go beat these men. And men are the enemy. Oh, why am I going to have kids and get married? I'm going to go pursue my career. That's more important. And then all of a sudden, I'm 65 years old, no kids, no husband by myself. Shit, I wish I had something to look forward to. Man, men no longer flirt with me like they used to in my 20s and 30s. Man, what am I going to do now? I wish I had some grandkids. I'm jealous of Mary. She's always with her 6 grandkids. She's always with her daughter going shopping in places. I wish kids looked after me. I wish somebody was doing something after me. Nobody sold that dream. The dream was men were the enemy. You can do what they're doing. Get after it. All right, I'm going to go compete with them. Dual income with no kids. You're not very expensive. Look at this chart.
So let me say this to you. The work field works for other races of people. The only reason why so-called black men go to work, because we want to go to work to have a living, to have resources, so that way we can raise our family. That's the only reason why we go to work. We're not going to work and bust our ass because that's something we feel comfortable or something we're excited to do. Maybe the slaves on this planet, sure, but this is even more hurtful because then you have the ones that's prideful to their own enslavement. Like, you look at the money, look at every printed out money. Look at the presidents on all your currency. $20 bill, $50 bill, $100 bill. These are all former slave owners. These are all former abusers of our species. These people created a economic system off of your genocide. All of the resources that you are using, electric, gas, heat, oil, everything that you need to live on the planet, to live on this planet, it comes from the planet. That no one is making this shit. Fruits and vegetables, it grows from the earth. No one is making it. The only thing that they're making is the processed food, the artificial food that is causing us to have diabetes, high blood pressure, hypertension. It's causing us to have Alzheimer's disease. All of the things that are happening with our body that are breaking us down in a negative manner is what they are all making in labs. But things that grow directly from the earth, fruits and vegetables, that is all free. That's free. Nature provides that for you. And we are so deep into our enslavement, so deep into our pride, that we will look down on each other and be boastful about earning a fucking dead man's dollar. Something. First of all, the dollar there has no life in it, and the people that create it has no life. But they created it off the people that do have life. Abuse you, and to sit there and be so prideful and so boastful to talk about, I'm getting this type of money, I'm getting that type of money, you have no idea. First and foremost, let me just also tell the ones that are so boastful in this. In America, what you don't know, every dollar that you earn over here in America that you are so happy about, you know that you get over here, don't you know it causes the suffering of so-called black children in another country? So all over here in America, oh, I'm getting this dollar, I'm getting at this money. Every dollar that you earn and how much money you getting, our children, our brothers and sisters are suffering somewhere else as you get that money. You see? See, you have adapted this individual idealism from Western culture, which is destructive to our species. And you're so happy and proud of that you are earning the money of your former slave masters. You're literally, I mean, this is mental illness at its best. And we think because these people articulate themselves, I'm speaking about my so-called brothers and sisters, we think because these people articulate themselves in a draconian, with this draconian English tongue, we think because the way they articulate themselves, they are better. They are better. You have to be, you don't understand the mental illness that these people are really under. And most of the people that you see that brags like this and be boastful about their former slave masters, look how unhealthy they are. Look at how unhealthy they are. Look at the gut health. Look at the eyes, the yellowness in the eyes. Look at it. It's facts. Get mad at me all you want. But see, you think they drones? You really do? Pause.
Those crystal clear photos of these orbs also now being published. Do those look like drones to you?
No, they look like embryos.
Yeah, they look like some sort of embryo or some sort of massive, I don't know, circular orb with some sort of field around them, hovering. And this is what we're seeing now. So, again, also other eyewitnesses seeing these sort of like wheel within a wheel, like something like right out of the Bible. Look at these. This is over New Jersey. Does that look like some sort of any kind of a drone that you've ever seen before? Well, the problem is we don't know because no one's telling us. And even in front of Congress, they're not. So that even looks like biblical drawings, like a wheel within a wheel, like Ezekiel, right? I mean, you have drawings like this going back thousands of years, by the way. Some of these from the 1600s right here. These sort of wheel within a wheel in the sky. What are these things? Have eyewitness photos, crystal clear photos of these orbs also now being published. Do those look like drones to you?
They're not drones. The drones are up in the sky that are filming and recording and looking at our star family as we are moving in. But so listen, and this is another thing with you religious gurus. God said a camel will be able to fit through the eye of a needle before a man with wealth reaches the kingdom of God. Y'all have the slightest idea. You all talk about I'm getting money so the other people can get, so the rest of my people can get money. All you're doing is creating slaves and passing down a generational curse. But what you think you're not doing is passing it down because you think you got a few dollars and you can stand on money. You have the slightest idea. I said this already. The people that are the most threat and the most dangerous to the so-called black race right now is the so-called black race. And more importantly, those that think or believe that those that have accepted their master's education, those that have accepted their master's ideology. You see, those are the most dangerous people to our race at this particular time and moment. But guess what? It's all coming to an abrupt end right now because most of you have no life skills. And this is what the universe is going to do. It's going to strip you down so that way you can learn to move and navigate the earth again without money, without the materialistic, fabricated bullshit. Get mad at me all you want, but you better be ready so you ain't got to get ready.